All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Who's here? Hazem. Hello, Hazem. How are you? Hello, Hazem.
Alhamdulillah. How are you?
How's life?
Fine, alhamdulillah. Rabbil
Only me and you. Let me write on the WhatsApp group that we have already started. If you
Okay.
Thank you. Anything happened today? Anything special?
Anything special? I just came from work now.
Right now? Oh, I'm sorry.
Very late, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's too late. It's 7.
If you read my letter, you will find me talking about myself, about the work life, and no personal.
Which letter? The letter you sent yesterday?
Today morning, actually. Sorry for being late, but I sent both of them today morning. Yeah.
All right, great. So let's, inshallah, I will display it here in this class, and we'll check it together. All right?
Okay, no problem.
No problem.
I have another question, actually. Sorry?
You have a problem? Do you have a problem with that?
No. I have a question, actually, about
Question. Yes.
Question. Okay. Regarding last, I think Sunday, you post some video on the WhatsApp group, just telling us listen to this video and getting some synonyms for some fields, and today you post other just completion of sentences. These assignments also we need to deliver or something like that, or what?
Definitely, Hazem. These are daily assignments that we have to be very much committed to. This is what I call the IELTS breakfast. First thing when you take your breakfast while you're on your work, on the way to your work, or you have 5 minutes free time after you do your prayer in the morning, you can just turn this on, play it, and try as much as possible to answer the questions related to it. That would guarantee 100% practice throughout the day, and in the same time, it will make sure or guarantee again that you concentrate in order to find the synonyms to the words. So yes, definitely it's an assignment.
Sorry about that, I didn't get it. So
no problem at all. Now you know it, right?
Yes, this is the current or the today's assignment. You posted answers also, or this is?
No, today's. Yes, you mean yesterday's assignment?
Yes, for that one you post around 3 p.m. today.
Yes. Well, I usually send this assignment, the IELTS breakfast. I usually send it in the morning, but for today I was quite late for some issues. I make sure that I send the answers by the end of the next day, by 10 p.m. every day. So just make sure that you check your answers. The answers that I give you, just match it with the answers that you make. Okay?
You mean you sent this one before?
No. This one has been sent today at 3 p.m., right? The answer
yes. I found the answers actually in it. You mentioned the answers and the 9 answers in the same post.
No, that must have been a mistake. Okay?
Oh, okay.
They mentioned the answers in the same post? My goodness.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Seriously, man? You're so lucky. Oh my God, the answers are already here.
That's actually what I did got confused about it. I didn't get
so bad. Yeah. You should have answered it always. Let's try to ignore it. That's
okay.
So, Rami, hello.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
You?
Sorry for being late.
No problem. How about you? Tell me more about yourself today.
Yeah, everything's fine. Actually, I'm attending the meeting from the airport, so
It again?
yeah. No, everything's fine. My day was fine. Actually, I'm attending the meeting while I'm sitting at the airport. So,
Oh. Are you traveling?
yeah, yeah.
Where to?
From Tabuk to Jeddah.
Why?
Yeah, it was a business trip.
Oh, but are you traveling now?
No, my flight is gonna be at 10.
Inshallah, yes. Yes.
Inshallah.
Okay. Because, you know, the weather is not very stable. And I don't recommend any flight.
Yeah. But I think that's fine. I think so.
Not
Already?
remember the last sandstorm happened around a week ago.
Sorry?
Very, this disturbance in your background.
I'm sorry, I didn't get you. The voice is a little bit strong.
Yeah, Rami, your background is a little bit noisy.
Oh, yes. Yes, exactly. Okay. I think I will mute it.
No problem. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So just wanted to tell you that in the last week's sandstorm was a horrible weather forecast. Unfortunately, people did not do the proper weather forecast for this sandstorm, especially for those who are flying. So all of the airplanes were took off on time, and unfortunately, disasters happened in this week. Literally disasters happened during this sandstorm because the visibility was almost zero. And the airplanes that had decided to land on time were totally doomed, and they were totally failing to do their landing, though they decided to do some cruising in the air for around 40 years, especially the flights from Jeddah to Qasim. Because I knew this because my little sister is an air hostess. And she literally faced death in one of these flights. Literally, and no exaggeration, she faced death in one of those flights. And on her page, they posted so many videos to the disaster that happened on that day. So, and unfortunately, I don't know whether I told you or not, that was the same day that I was traveling to Mecca, to Jeddah for my Umrah. It was the next day. So she kept on saying, "No, Hind, don't travel, it's too dangerous. I just faced death, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me a second life after this, venture." Or we can't tell that this is an adventure, but after this catastrophe has happened. So the point is that please be careful while flying. It's very bad.
Thank you. Actually, it's very encouraging. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I didn't mean
I think I prefer to take the risk rather than stay here.
Scary at all. No, I didn't.
No, I'm just
meant to warn you. I just meant to warn you. So,
yeah, I know.
Yeah. And the weather is unstable at that time. You better quit it or delay it or postpone it till another time where you can find everything stable and whether it's good enough.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. I landed here around 6:00 a.m. But my flight actually was so bumpy, lots of turbulence during the flight. So confirms what you say. But anyway.
Yes.
I'll try.
I'm asking, when was this flight that was too bumpy?
Yeah, today morning. I arrived here at 6 a.m.
No,
where
the weather was very stable around.
Yeah, however, it was really bumpy. And there was lots of turbulence.
By the way, I believe that, I don't know whether this is correct or incorrect. You guys can correct me if I'm mistaken. But I believe that uh, um, a very good pilot goes while taking off and while landing as well. It's not about flying the airplane. It's all about take off and the landing. Shows how skillful this person is.
I do agree. I
Sometimes,
do agree. It's better on experience, yeah.
yeah. Sometimes I feel like sometimes, however, the flight is so good and there are no problems at all. But once it comes to landing and taking off, all the troubles appear while landing, especially the landing, the taking off, especially landing. Some airplanes are very smooth and very quiet that you cannot even feel that the pilot is landing. While others feel like you feel it from the first second he decides to land. The first second, you could tell that the target is there. So it's all about how skillful this person is. Anyway, have a
I
safe
think
trip.
it also related to the how sensitive you are to the pressure changes. You're impacted. I'm kind of very sensitive person regarding the pressure changes. Actually, if he go too fast or not a normal speed for taking off or landing, my ears going to explode actually.
Oh, okay.
And this is my measurements for the how clever the pilot or the crew are.
Correct, correct. I agree with you too. Yes, I agree with you. But you know, these symptoms happen to everyone, happen to everyone, to all the passengers at the same time, or almost the same time, where the pressure changes from one zone to another, which is very normal, you know. But you know
Yeah,
what?
but any sensitivity, it's about some guys just getting some headache or something like that, but others are getting dizzy, are getting even
في كلمة دمرت الدنيا. Headache, ache. Ache means pain.
headache. Okay,
Headache. Okay. So some people, yes,
okay.
some people have headache or get headache whenever the flight is taking off. Correct. I agree with you. Others, do you know that others vomit? Some people vomit.
Sorry?
Some people vomit. Do you know what's vomit?
Yeah, yeah.
Some people
Throughout, yeah.
vomit. Others, when in severe cases, they bleed. They have nose bleeding. In severe cases, when their blood pressure is not very stable and they cannot adapt with the low or high blood pressure, they get a nose bleeding. These are the severe cases. As long as you don't get any of these symptoms, then you can consider yourself a very normal person. Don't worry about yourself. Yeah.
Yes, and actually also for feeling like are around to what's meaning pissed off. It's pissed off, right?
You feel like you're pissed off?
Yes.
You mean you're
Or
upset?
about to pissed off.
What's pissed off?
No, no. So I didn't get the actual word.
Yes, when you're pissed off, you're in pain.
Fainted, I think. Fainted off.
Yes, you feel like
Sorry?
you're losing your stability. You feel like you're fainting, losing conscious. يا حازم قولها بالعربي يا حازم.
Yes. Losing conscious, exactly.
Yeah, so
Yes.
losing conscious, yes. Losing conscious is fainting. Yeah. You feel so? Do you have any problems with the blood pressure?
Yes, exactly.
Do you
I'm
have
an expert in
high blood pressure or low blood pressure?
High.
High blood pressure. You're a nervous
Yes.
person?
Not nervous. It's coming regarding some other problems with kidney, some diseases from birth actually. So it's accumulated, you can say.
Okay, yeah. Accumulated health problems. Accumulated health.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I know that, mashallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you health, wealth, and happy life, or a happy life ever.
Thank you.
The point is that, yes, I know that with the kidneys in specific,
Yes.
kidney is usually matching, or, you know, the kidney problems usually cause headache and blood pressure all the time. Either high blood pressure or low blood pressure. I'm not very sure whether either of them. Yeah. So may Allah grant.
Depends actually. It is more active, يعني, more active than normal or below than normal. I think. I don't know. يعني, but
Say it again, please. Say it again.
I think it is related. Is it more active, acting more than a normal procedures or normal pace, for example, or it is lower than the normal, for example.
Okay, it's about its activity, whether it is hyperactive or slow, not functioning very well. It's about the function of the kidney. Or is it functioning?
Yes, I'm not sure about it, but يعني, this is through years with doctors. I think it is.
Yes.
It is that, but I'm not sure. I'm not that medical guy يعني, who
You're not
judges one.
into medicine. Let's ask those who are into medicine. Yasmin, hello. And Nuha too. Nuha has been silent since the minute she came here. Hello, Nuha. Yasmin. Hello, both of you. Can you guys hear us?
Yes, I hear you.
Yes. Can you guys hear us? Hello? My goodness. Hello? Yasmin? Nuha? No one? You guys have a problem with hearing us or interacting with us? Nuha, can you hear me? Oh my goodness.
Yes, I hear you.
Sorry, hand. This is Yasmin. You cannot interact with us, or your microphone is not working properly. Again. Huh? Seems that your microphone is not working properly again. There's a problem with the microphone. Okay. That's so bad. How can you share everything, or how can you interact with us today? I'll fix it. Fix it, not fixed. All right. So now let me ask you a question. I think that we have been through the vocabulary and the grammar books before, haven't we? Which lessons did we cover? Which lessons we didn't cover? Or to which lesson did we reach? Yasmin and Nuha in the vocabulary book, Collins Vocabulary for IELTS. Can anyone help me with that? Okay, let me open my resources. Today, inshallah, we're going to open a new lesson that we have to learn new vocabulary that is related to it. Nuha, are you there? Nuha is not there yet. Okay. I will open my book, trying to share my resources with you now. Okay? And I hope that you guys can interact with me. Yasmin and Nuha, try as much as possible to fix your microphones, please. I don't like speaking to myself all the time. All right?
I can hear you well, yeah, and but maybe I have a problem in the network. It's coming and go.
Okay, it keeps on coming and going, going up and down. So we have Collins vocabulary book. Okay. Collins vocabulary book. I believe that we have already done lesson. Microphones, oh my God, such a noise. All right, so here, share my screen. I think that we were done with the first 3 lessons. Yes? One lesson was taken as classwork. The other, which is health, was given to you as homework. Today we're going to talk about education. Am I right? Right? My goodness. And sorry, Hazem and Rami, that you hadn't taken this lesson, these two lessons before, but we have already studied them. We did the exercises related to them. And again, let me tell you that the best about this book is that it combines the 4 skills together. How's that? In the lesson that you learn, they just give you the words, the nouns, verbs, adjectives, antonyms, synonyms that are related to the same topic. And in the same time, you will find some activities related to listening, speaking, or writing, which are related to the same topic. So you feel like this is an integrated book that combines the 4 components in the same 4-in-1. They are 4-in-1, all right? Just a minute, please. The maid has decided to turn on the vacuum cleaner all of a sudden now. A minute late. All right, so shall I start? Today talking about the education.
Sorry,
Yes.
I think I missed this book. Can you send the URL for it
You
to me
can
or
find
something like
them
that?
all in the same link that I sent you, Hazem.
And
Oh,
the same
in the
link.
same link that I sent you for the resources. I sent you a long list.
It is within that most popular materials for general IELTS exam.
No, it's called Collins
That
Vocabulary
PDF
for
form.
IELTS PDF. Yes, PDF form. Yes. Okay. You will find it. Don't
I will try to check it. Okay.
If you didn't find it, I'll send it to you once more, and I will try to help you downloading it. Okay. So naming
Okay. Thank you.
verbs, nouns, and adjectives associated with academic study Also choosing the correct part of speech. You guys know what do I mean when I say part of speech? What's the meaning of the word part of speech? Parts of speech. No one knows. Okay. Parts of speech are usually, we have 8 parts of speech.
It is actually, there is some noise in the background. I couldn't hear you well.
Okay, just a minute, please. Is there still noise?
No, it's okay now.
All right. Now again, can you hear me? No. Yasmin? Okay, sorry, Yasmin. I'm so sorry that your microphone is not working. But you know what? If you're using microphone or headphones or a microphone, you can easily remove it, okay? And speak directly to your laptop. That would be a better idea. I think so. Just try it out and I think it will work. Okay? So again, talking about the parts of speech, and that would be our grammar lesson today before we start our vocabulary lesson. All right? Parts of speech are 8 parts of speech. In the English language, we have 8 parts of speech. What are they? Can you see me well? A minute, please. Clear enough? So in the English language, we have 8 parts of speech. What are they? POS, parts of speech. We have 8 of them. Number 1, we have the pronouns. Number 2, we have nouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, prepositions, interjections, and finally, conjunctions. These are the parts of speech. They are exactly like when you in the Arabic language you have الفعل الاسم الصفة الحال النعت حروف الجر. It is the same, exactly the same. All right. So here, I'm going to give you some examples. So for the pronoun, Aizen, would you please mute your microphone? I don't know whether, no, not Hazen. Khalas, no problem. Yasmin, are you trying your microphone now? Say something, Yasmin, please. Still listening. Okay. So again, for example, pronouns are subject pronouns, object pronouns, possessive pronouns, reflexive pronouns. We have different types of pronouns. Overall, we can tell that the pronouns are simply pronouns like I, he, she, it, you, they, which are he, you, and they. Some of them are singular, and the others are plural pronouns. Understand? This is number one. Number two, talking about the nouns. What are the nouns that have a very nice example to a noun, which is, for example, you can say scarf. So what do you name this? What do you name this? What do you name this? And what do you name that? Nouns are named, right? The way I call names. So I can say scarf, laptop, and so on. This is a noun. Also for Yasmin, I request you to mute your microphone because the background is too noisy. So sorry to say so, but you can try. If you would like to open it for some seconds to try the sound, then that's fine with us, don't worry. Okay, so for the verbs, you know, in the English language, we have different classification to verbs, but they are mainly either verbs are action verbs or linking verbs. Action verbs or linking verbs. Action verbs like doing something using your own senses or your body, like to write, to read, to see, to look, to listen, okay, to watch, to jump, to hop, to cook, and so on. These are the action verbs, right? Whereas the linking verbs are verb to, mainly they are verb to be, like am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. Am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. These are the linking verbs, okay? So it's mainly verb to be with its different forms, plus another set of verbs, which are the verbs that have to do with the senses. Verbs that have to do with the senses. Rami.
Yeah.
Why do I have to listen to the airplane taking off? Do I have to? Okay, so for the nouns again, nouns are simply words that, for the verbs, as I said, we have action verbs and linking verbs. Sometimes I'm going to lose my concentration because I'm really sick, if you may have noticed. I'm allergic and I have a very, very big problem with headache today. However, I took some painkillers and I tried my best to sleep for some good time, yet I'm still feeling very, very sick. So I may lose my concentration in the middle. Don't worry, I will regain it. I'll restore my concentration in a second, okay? So again, talking about the verbs, we have action and linking. So actions are verbs that you use your body in doing it, okay? And the linking verbs are mainly verb to be, am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been, plus the other verbs that have to do with the senses. Like what? Like, for example, when I say that, look at this example, please. The cake is the cake is good. The cake is good. Where is the verb in this sentence?
Yes.
Very good. The verb here is. This is my linking verb, because I said that all verb to be components or all verb to be forms are mainly linking verbs. So linking verb here is if. This verb can be replaced with a group or a set of other verbs that we call linking verbs. Like what? The cake is good. I can say that the cake seems good. The cake looks good. The cake appears good. The cake sounds good. How does the cake sound? If you're telling someone about a cake on the phone, you're telling someone about the cake that you've just made. So you can say, oh, no, the cake sounds really good. The cake sounds really nice, okay? So seems, looks, appears, sounds, or it can be smells. Using your tongue, so you can say the cake tastes, yes? Using your hands to feel it, so the cake feels. And other verbs that show development in something. The cake becomes or grows or turns. These are what we call linking verbs. So linking verbs could either be, or verbs could be either action verbs or linking verbs. You got it now?
Okay. Thank you, and it's very important because really it was extremely confusing for me. It's called a stative verb, I think.
No. Stative verbs are verbs. No. Stative verbs are verbs that have to do with your state, like think, like consider, understand. Stative verbs have nothing to do with these kinds of verbs. These verbs have to do with your sense. Like for the ears, you say sound. For the eye, look, seems,
Okay.
appears. For the nose, it smells. For the tongue, tastes. For the hand and feelings, it feels. And for becoming or turning from one state to another, you can say that it becomes or grows. Okay? So my mom is becoming older. My mom grew older. Okay? Yes,
Okay.
right?
Okay, so the reason why I'm asking is that because for stative verbs, it's prohibited to use them in continuous sentence. I mean, with ing. So is it the same rule here?
No, it's not
Or,
the same. No. It's not the same rule here. The rule here is that these linking verbs have to do with the words that come later on, with the classification of the verbs here, and the words that come after them. The rule here, Rami, that these verbs go beyond verb to be, or they are called just linking verbs. They have some specific rules in grammar that we're going to talk about later on. But for now, we just need to expand a little bit about types of verbs. Okay? So we have two types of verbs. One is the linking and one is the action. Clear enough?
okay, yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Moving to the adjectives. Adjectives are just describing words. Adjectives are describing words. Like what? As we say, very simple adjectives. Look at the room around you. Look at the room around you and try to give some adjectives or some words that describe you or the person who is right next or in front of you. How can you describe your room, for example? Each one of you try to write at least three adjectives now to the room that you're sitting in. Let's ask Yasmin. Yasmin? Oh, no sound. Write them down. Nuha? No sound. Write them down. Rami? 3 adjectives for the place.
Okay, it's noisy, overcrowded, and I can say that it's quite right. Yeah.
A noisy place, noisy, overcrowded, and spacious. Spacious means it's full of space. It's not huge. Yes? Hazem?
I can say it.
Yasmin, finally I can hear you. Sorry, Hazem, 1 minute.
No, it's not. I am Noha, not Yasmin.
Okay, hello, Noha. Finally. So give me please 3 adjectives to describe the place or the person who's next to you.
Okay. The room is white, bright, and wide, bright, and beautiful.
Very good. Thank you very much. So you can say wide, bright, vivid, lively. Yes? Also, you can mention colors, by the way. Colors are adjectives as well. Do you know this? Colors are adjectives as well. اقفل بس البلكونه هيثم من فضلك. Yes? So, thank you very much. Hazem?
Yes. You can say ordered, shiny,
You can say ordered.
well ordered,
It's well arranged.
well arranged.
Yes. Also,
Well ordered can't be fat.
لا, it's orderly, believe it or not. However, this word ends with an ly, yet it's an adjective. When I say that my sister is such an orderly girl, orderly means that she's very systemized and organized. Orderly.
Okay.
What else?
Okay. So we said well arranged.
Very good.
Shiny.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, you have more?
No, I'm thinking it.
Okay, great. By the way, for the adjectives, as we may say, but I don't know whether you know this or not. Numbers are adjectives. Numbers are adjectives. Also, colors are adjectives. Okay? So when I say I live in my bedroom is beige or is painted in beige color. The word beige is a color, and by the way, it's an English color. So when I say the word beige, this means that it is an adjective. I'm describing the place. Or when you say, for example, as Rami said, overcrowded, orderly, organized, well organized, and so many other words. If you're describing people, as we learned in the first class, for describing people who have so many words, like, for example, we can say Democrat, we can say or democratic person, responsible, cooperative, orderly, as Hazem said, and so many others, right? Responsible, a person to rely on, and so on. So all these are words that describe or modify people or things around us are called adjectives, all right? Then we have adverbs. Adverbs are usually words that end with ly. Usually, I don't say always. As you said, the word orderly here, it's a word that ends with ly, yet it's not an adjective, it's not an adverb. And other words that we would call adverbs of frequency, which do not end with ly. Anyone has an idea of adverbs of frequency? Anyone? Frequency, like how many times I do something.
Often.
Very good. These are adverbs of frequency. Like, for example, if I drink Nescafe 7 times a day, 7 times a week, yes, I say always,
regularly,
often. Very good. Always, often, sometimes, regularly, never, rarely, barely, seldom. Seldom means, yes, thank you very much, Yasmin. Seldom means rarely, by the way. Seldom. Barely, okay. As we said, always, and all these are adverbs of frequency. Frequency means how many times you usually do something, okay? So these are the adverbs. For the preposition, we have, okay, so let me write down some examples here. For adjectives, we have spacious, overcrowded, fluent, foreign, and so on. For the adverbs, usually ly, like slowly, okay, excitedly, She excitedly screamed out of happiness. Excitedly, she was so excited. Excitedly, some adverbs of frequency, as we said before, always, usually, and so on, etc. For the prepositions, you guys know what prepositions are, and prepositions, by the way, are very important, especially in the IELTS test. Do you know this? Why? Why are prepositions important in the IELTS test? Can anyone tell me? Because in your listening test, most of the time you will be given a chart. In this chart, they will be giving you directions. In these directions, you need to learn what does she mean when she goes next, up, in front of, between, behind, above, below, across, around, with, without, to the right, to the left, and so on. So prepositions here are very important to know directions and to know how to describe a place, or to be very specific, how to describe a map. Okay, so that if you can know if you know the directions, you would easily tell where to go or how to go where. All right, understand this? Thank you very much.
Yes.
You guys understand this? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And I will specify a certain time for teaching you more about prepositions, because I consider them to be very important. But for now, I can say that for prepositions, in, on, under, next to, between, behind, beside, with, and without. All right? Okay? Okay, so we have another chat here. Oh, thank you. Yes, good job, Yasmin. Yes, definitely, you're correct. Okay, so these are the prepositions. And finally, we have the conjunctions and the interjections. For conjunctions, I need someone, please, to tell me what conjunctions are. We knew that conjunctions are either
Coordinating or subordinating.
Excellent. Subordinating or coordinating. Bravo. Subordinating like what?
Fans boy.
These are the coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions like the fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so on. These are all coordinating conjunctions. We have subordinating conjunctions like what? Like as for, as though, although, if, unless, before, when, while, since, because, wherever, whoever, whenever. All these are subordinate conjunctions. Understand? Do I have to repeat? Okay.
Yes,
so,
please.
Would you like me to repeat it, Hazem?
Yes, please.
Okay. So for conjunctions, the Hazem conjunctions are words that are used to join sentences together. Again, conjunctions are words that are used to join sentences together. So instead of giving very short chunks of sentences, and unfortunately, giving short chunks of sentences gives a bad impression that your language is not as good as a native speaker. It makes your language sound like a child, or a little foreigner child who still learns how to speak English. Like, for example, you can't say, my name is Hazem, I'm 35 years old. I work in a company. See, these are very short sentences and short chunks of sentences that gives the impression that you're not very professional. You're not fluent in the English language. Instead, you better say, I am a person who's called Hazem, and where I work in a company that works in so and so. Yet although I'm 35 years old, I'm trying my best to make a very good future, or to guarantee a very good future to my wife and my kids. So instead, you better join your sentences and try as much as possible to delay putting the period at the end of your sentence. But my advice to you is not to do that for more than 3 sentences in a time. at a time. 3 sentences at a time or 2 sentences at a time is good. Because if you write more than 3 sentences or 3 clauses in one sentence, that may confuse the reader or the person who's listening to you. Okay?
Okay. And what's the 2 types of it?
Yes, the 2 types of the conjunctions are, number 1, we said coordinating conjunctions and the subordinating conjunctions. Coordinating are the fanboys. Subordinating are so many. They start with as if, as though, although, and I will give you many other words, okay? I will send you the worksheet with which it contains all the subordinating and the coordinating conjunctions that are usually used. And by the way, Haizem, if you have watched the episode that I have sent you for the speaking, you will understand more about them. One of them speaks mainly about the coordinating and the subordinating conjunctions. Okay? Try to find some time to watch all the episodes that I sent you earlier. All right?
Inshallah. Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, so this is for the conjunctions. And finally, we'll have the word interjections. What do I mean by the word interjections? Interjections are words that were created mainly to show your feelings. So, for example, if you're impressed with the beauty of something in front of you, what do you usually say in English? You say, بعيدا عن ما شاء الله لا قوة إلا بالله. And if you something you said, like what?
Wow.
Wow, right? Wow. What else? We have so many interjections in the English language. Okay, let me read what Yasmin wrote. Haram, Yasmin, I pity you. Wow. Wow, W-O-W. What else? Yes. Wow. What else?
Surprising. I don't know, works or...
You don't say surprising, Garam. You just say wow. If you're hurt, you can say ouch, O-U-C-H. Ouch, or oops. Oops, when you discover that you have made a blunder or you've made a mistake. So, for example, if I wrote interjections with an A here, and then Noha told me that, oh, you misspelled the word interjection. I said, oops. Yes, oops means that, oh my God, I've realized that I've done something wrong. Oops, or recently they have upgraded it, saying, oops-a-daisy. Oops-a-daisy means, oh my God. Yes? Oh my God. OMG is another, but you know what? It's not very well authorized or authenticated in the dictionaries, OMG, unfortunately. Maybe it's more like a slang, but it's not an interjection. So we have ouch, oops, wow. What else? Oh boy, the word boy. Boy, like my dear God. Oh boy, يعني ينهار أبيض. هي بالضبط كده. Oh boy, يعني ينهار أبيض. And so many interjections are used in the English language. All right? Okay, clear enough? Huh? Do you guys understand every part of speech now? So when I say, what part of speech is this word? You guys have to determine which part of these 8 parts. We have 8, 4 here and 4 here. Pronouns, nouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, prepositions, interjections, and conjunctions. Clear enough? Any questions before I move to the lesson now? No, okay. Who would like to read? أكيد مش رامي. ممكن حازم. حازم, would you like to read while you're tired enough not to start reading?
No problem.
No problem. Please go ahead.
Starting from academic subjects.
Yes, please.
Yes. Archaeology. Also archaeology. Sorry?
Archaeology and archaeology. Archaeology, yes?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
We finished this lesson before.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, we took
That's
it
so
before.
good
And
news. Thank you very much, Nuha. Okay.
also,
Thanks a lot. So you're done with lesson 3, right?
we جدت after it.
Pardon me? Again?
The lesson after it, I didn't remember the name.
Sure, definitely. Okay. So going through the subjects that we usually, this lesson is about the subjects because I don't want Hazim and Rami to miss this topic. Mainly, we talk about the subjects that we usually learn in the school: archaeology, astronomy, economics, geology, linguistics, psychology. Also, for vocabulary, we can have some verbs like what, and sociology as well. For the academic activities, we know analyze, claim, define, evaluate. For some nouns, we can take the word hypothesis and theory, also the word evidence. To know more about them, I think that you have to go through your book, okay? The two of you, Rami and Hazem, because I believe that this lesson is one of the most interesting lessons that we have to learn more about. Okay, because why you may ask yourselves why, because there's a topic in the IELTS test is mainly about what's your favorite topic that you learn, or what is your favorite subject that you used to be interested in while being in the school. So you can easily say, most of the people say the very normal subjects, talk about the very normal, like Arabic, math, geography, science overall. But here, if you learn this lesson, you'll be able to use different answers like archaeology, astronomy, economics, geology, linguistics, if you're so good at languages, psychology, okay? So that would provide you with a better chance to speak about rare or to speak about more specialized subjects that would definitely make a different or create a different answer to you other than the others who are giving very normal answers. Also, this lesson is so important because it has a writing task as well. Here is the writing task that is related to the academic subjects that you learn in the school. I believe that this is a very beneficial lesson. What about adventure, Noha? Did you take this lesson too? Noha? Noha?
Yes.
We had this lesson too.
Yes, it was an assignment.
Okay, you guys are awesome. I can't believe this. So you're done with it too, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Here, then, I think that we'll have to start with lesson 5, which is mainly about gadgets. I don't think that gadgets is a very important lesson yet. We need to go through lesson number 6. Okay, Yasmina. Me else? What do you mean? Me too, you mean, right? Okay, so we have the word cities. Cities. Today's vocabulary is mainly about cities. What are the words that have to do with the cities? I did it. Thank you. Yes. For the vocabulary we have, let Hazem read it as fast as possible. Yeah, Hazem, please.
Okay. Amenity or amenities. Noun amenities are things such as shopping centers or sports facilities that are provided for people's convenience, enjoyment, or comfort. The hotel amenities include health clubs, conference facilities, and banqueting rooms.
Thank you very much. So amenities are the services provided to the people who are living in a certain place. For example, I can say that, well, I preferred to rent this apartment in this place because of its various amenities. Amenities are the facilities that are given to me, like sports club, places for enjoyment and comfort, all right? Understand it? Yes. Also, amenities are the facilities that are provided within or inside an apartment, like the electricity, water, gas. These are the facilities that are provided. We can call them amenities. For example, you can say the amenities bills were too high this year or this month that I couldn't afford to pay. All right? These are the amenities. So amenities are facilities that are provided to you, or the facilities that are usually provided within an apartment. Can you share the screen? Yes, I'm sharing the screen. Can you guys see my screen? How's that? Yes, Hazem was just reading. Okay, Yasmin, can't you see my board? That's quite weird. Okay, I believe no. Are you using your laptop or iPad? I see your picture. Forget about my picture now. Okay, what if I close my picture? Can you see the screen? Laptop, okay. Can you see the screen now, my dear? That's quite weird. Okay.
Maybe she make fixed or pinning for your
I think
for your picture while you are
yes,
describing on the board.
probably. Okay, what about now? Look, Yasmin. Can you see it now? Please tell me that you can see it now. Yes? Okay, great. Okay, but it sounds, to me, it sounds very weird. Anyway, so we have the word, now is okay. So now we have the word, and I think if I open my cam, that would be okay too with you. Can you see both of us now? My screen and myself? Okay, I don't want to waste a lot of time. So first we have the word amenities, and amenities, as I told you, that the facilities that are provided in a certain place. Number two, commuter and commuters. Commuters as noun is a commuter is the person who travels a long distance to work every day. So I am a commuter, and my destination takes around 20 minutes to reach my workplace. My destination takes around 20 minutes because I am a morning commuter, a morning and an afternoon commuter. A commuter is the person who travels a long distance to work every day. The number of commuters to London has dropped by 10,000 people, or by 10,000 whatever million or whatever unit they are using. Okay? And what makes this book a very interesting book, that it shows us the part of speech, then the word here, its definition, and here with the bullet point, they give us an example of how to understand the word within context, not only to learn the word without a context, which is the best thing ever. Number three, congestion. Congestion. Would you please repeat this word? Congestion. Congestion. Congestion, it's an uncountable noun. I can't say congestions. Uncountable noun means that I can't add S to it. If there is a congestion in a place, the place is extremely crowded and blocked with traffic or people. The problem of traffic congestion will not disappear in a hurry. So what do you think will happen in the coming days, in June? In the coming June, what do you think may happen as a result of the women driving in Saudi Arabia? How would it affect the congestion in the roads? You think it would affect it?
Aggravate.
Sure.
It would definitely affect the congestion of the streets. Yes, Rami?
Yes, exactly.
All right. So we can have another example. Energy consumption, congestion, and pollution have increased. Okay? Then we'll have the word housing. Housing, it's an uncountable noun. You refer to the building in which people live as housing. So where is your housing? Means where is the place where you're living? Your housing, or I live in a very comfortable housing. Housing means the place where I live, where my house is located. When you're talking about the standard, you mean like, you talk about that. When you talk about your housing, you mean the level or standard, the price, or the availability. So you can ask your friend, if you're asking your friends about a new housing or about housing around their apartments, you can say, are there any available housing around the place? Housing here means a place where you want to live. Shortage of affordable housing makes people in Saudi Arabia let their families travel away. Yes, is one of the pushing factor in Riyadh or in Saudi Arabia. Correct? Then we'll have the word residence. What's a resident? Residents are a resident of a house or an area are the people who live there. So do you care about the residents in a place where you are planning to live in? Who cares about the residents in the place where you live in? If you're moving to another apartment, would you care about the residents of this place? Would you take it into your consideration?
You mean same place or the neighborhood, for example?
No, I mean in the same place that you're planning to move to. Would you care about the residents in this place? Or you wouldn't
Absolutely.
care? You may say that that's nothing. For me, it's nothing at all.
Absolutely. So clear.
I can't hear you.
I mean, absolutely, we should care about the residents. Yeah.
Yes. So if they say that, for example, the people who live in this place are all single people, would you bring your family in this place to live along with single young men? Definitely not. Yes. We usually ask about the place, the residents, the level of residents in this place, and it shows from the building. So mainly the word residents are the people who live in a certain place. Understand? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Let's take an example. The Ark by Shop called upon the government to build more low-cost homes for local residents. What's Ark by Shop? Anyone knows? The Ark by Shop? Ark by Shop is a very high responsible person in the government, which is mainly about the housing, like providing the housing for the people in this country. So the Ark by Shop called upon the government to build more coast homes for local residents. More than 10% of Munich residents live below the poverty line. They live below the poverty line. Then we'll have the word immigrants. Immigrant.
Sorry, and because it's a little bit confusing for me as well. Something when he mentioned that Munich residents, why he didn't put apostrophe S?
Well, you can't say Munich's residents. Actually, it differs from one to another. Yani, it's not a stable rule, but for places, sometimes they put apostrophe S, and other times, especially for.
But if I put it, it's wrong.
No, it's not wrong. So you can say, for example, Cairo population. You don't say Cairo's population. Just because you don't mean a specific place. You mean Cairo overall, as a general view, So in that case, you can write it with an apostrophe, but it's mainly, if it is about a certain city, it's prepared not to put an apostrophe. That's fine with that. Not to put it. Okay?
Okay.
Then we'll have the word immigrant and immigrants. Noun, an immigrant is a person who has come to live in a country from some other country. For example, industries that employ large numbers of illegal immigrants are usually condemned by the court to be illegal establishments. Okay? So the word immigrants are the people who come from a different city. So if you're planning to travel or to migrate to a different country, you're considered to be one of the immigrants. Understand? Portugal, Spain, and Italy all have large immigrant population from Africa. You guys understand this? Yes?
Yes.
Moving to the word infrastructure. Infrastructure. Where do you usually hit Syria and Gaza right now in these days? You guys know? If they want to destroy a city, they usually hit or bomb the infrastructure. The infrastructure of a country, society, or organization consists of the basic facilities like the transport, communication, power supplies, water supplies, and buildings which enable it to function. The infrastructure زي ما بيقولوا in Arabic البنية الأساسية. So if they want to destroy a certain city, they hit the infrastructure of the city. They destroy it. They devastate it totally. So here they say investment in the infrastructure projects are really worthy or are really compensatable. They can easily make a person rich if you're investing in infrastructure projects, okay? Because they are quite expensive, and their feedback or the amount that you gain from this infrastructure or this project is quite high. Also, they say that a focus on improving existing infrastructure is highly recommended in Cairo, for example. Okay, have you heard about the disasters that happened in the 5th settlement in Egypt after the rain, the last rain, the last pouring that happened?
No.
Seriously? Okay, let me tell you, one of my friends that lives in the 5th settlement was complaining to me. It has been around 10 days since we last talked together. And the last rain that happened in Egypt, it was really pouring cats and dogs at that day. Unfortunately, if you're a Facebook user or any of the social the social websites user, you would definitely find out that people have really suffered, especially in the 5th settlement, because the infrastructure there is quite weak. So she complained to me that the whole building has been destroyed. The building in which she lived, it's a whole settlement, or it's a whole building which consists out of around 15 floors, 15 stages. It was all ruined because one of the pipelines has already pipelines that that is mainly used for getting rid of the rain, of the water rain. Unfortunately, it was broken down to their building, and it drowned the whole basement of the house in which they put their cars. Her 3 cars were damaged. The family cars. The 3 cars were damaged. Also, the infrastructure in the building itself, all the amenities in the building, like electricity, elevator, and the gas pipes were all damaged because of the poor infrastructure in Cairo. So I believe that you got a very nice example for infrastructure now, right? Yeah, you can make dua for this person. Okay, may Allah bless her and provide her with barakah in her rizq, inshallah. Inhabitant, as a noun of a place are the people who live in. So we have inhabitants of, inhabitants plus of, inhabitants of Glasgow. Glasgow is a city too. Jamaica's original inhabitants were the Arawak Indians, right? Inhabitants are people who live in a certain place. Inhabitants. So I can't claim that I am a Cairo inhabitant now, yes? Or a Cairo resident, because I reside or I live in a different city now. I reside in Saudi Arabia, so I'm not an inhabitant of Cairo. Understand?
But am I inhabitant of Saudi Arabia?
Yes, now you're an inhabitant of Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
And so it is more like a synonym for resident, same meaning.
But you know what? It's mainly used to the old people who used to live in the same place. It's resident if you're talking about the current situation. I'm a Saudi Arabian resident, right? Inhabitants are mainly used to talk about the previous generation. So, for example, you can say that the Navajos were the main inhabitants of the Americans before the Spanish people come to invade it. Inhabitants mean the original residents or the original people who used to live in this place. Original. It's usually with the word original. Understand? So you can say
Yes.
original inhabitants of Saudi Arabia were the Bedouins, for example, al-Badu. All right?
Okay.
Great. Now to the word neighborhood. Neighborhood and neighborhoods. And so many questions come in the IELTS test asking us about the neighborhood. What's your neighborhood? Unfortunately, some people believe that neighborhood is the people who are living next to you. Unfortunately, you're wrong. The neighborhood is the parts of a town where people live. The parts of the town where people live. So when she asks you about your neighborhood, you mainly speak about the place around you, the parts of the town that surround you. Okay? Neighborhood, 2 plus infinitive. Let's see. It seems like a good neighborhood to raise my children. Okay, so Riyadh seems to be a good neighborhood to raise my children. Okay, then we'll have neighborhood of. He was born and grew up in the Flatbush neighborhood of Brooklyn. Okay, of, neighborhood of. Then we'll move to the word, to the adjectives that we have in this lesson. And the adjectives here are very, very, very useful because you can easily use them and they make your vocabulary sound like a very high range of vocabulary words. Okay? We have the word bustling. The T is silent here. We don't say bustling, it's bustling. When the streets are bustling, this means that it's full of people who are very busy and very lively. And bustling is a very positive way. So when I say that my street in which I used to live in with my parents was a very hustling and bustling street. Hustling and bustling means it's very lively all day and night long. Bustling. Also, you can say that the bustling streets of Salzburg or Oxford was bustling with students and tourists and shoppers all and. All right, so Oxford was bustling with students, tourists, and shoppers. So bustling means very busy, but in a very positive way. Okay? Ramadan, you can say that the streets in Cairo are usually bustling all day long during Ramadan. Can't you say so? Yes? Then we'll have the word pioneering. Yes. Pioneering as an adjective. Pioneering work or a pioneering individual does something that has not been done before. For example, by developing or using new methods or techniques, the school has won awards for its pioneering work with the community. Pioneering work with the community means that it has done a certain job that has never been done before. They are pioneers. This means that they took they were apt enough to be pioneering. This means that they took first place in doing something. Historic. It's coming out of the word
history.
Very good. And what's history, Hazem?
What's history? Something in the timeline, something happened in the past, or describing our past.
Okay, history is the science that is mainly concerned about the study of the past or the previous people who used to live in a certain place, or the incidents or the events that used to happen in a certain era or duration, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so here we have the word historic. It's coming out of the word history, and it's an adjective. If you notice here, this is the part of speech. Something that is historic is important in history or is likely to be important. So the opening of the Scottish Parliament was a historic moment. This means that it was so important. Historic, not necessarily to be, to have to do with history. Yes, it has to do with history, but in the same time, it means that it was so important that it may be written in history. Understand this? Okay. So we
I'm sorry, is there any difference between historical and historic?
Yes, historic moment, it's usually historic and history. Historical is mainly about the places. If you're talking about moments and a certain time, you say that this is a historic, not a historical. Okay? So, for example, you can say that El Temple in Egypt is such a historical place, or historical. There you can find many historical monuments. Historical has to do with history. Who is playing? Who is talking? Who is writing? I can see this. Who is annotating on my screen? Rami? Okay.
No, not me.
Not you. Then it must be someone here who doesn't want to confess that they are playing on my screen. Excuse me, this is mine, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so the opening of the Scottish Parliament was a historic moment, and a fourth historic election victory. Rural. Do you guys do have any?
Sorry. So for historic, it's particularly used in moments or something like that, or
Yes, a certain time. When you're describing a time, you can say that it's historic. When you're describing a place, you can say that it's historical.
historical. Okay, so historical for places, attractions, and everything. Historic for time.
Yes,
Okay.
landscape, attraction, places.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Then we'll have the word rural. Do we have any engineers here? Engineers?
Yes.
Okay.
Ruler means countryside.
Ruler, مش ruler خالص والله. It's not ruler. Ruler is something else. The ruler is what we use to.
Countryside.
Yes, it's rural. Rural. Yes? Speak up.
Countryside.
It belongs to the countryside, right? Belongs to the countryside. This is rural. And the opposite of rural is? Opposite of rural?
Urban.
Town.
It's urban. Excellent. Opposite of rural is urban. So rural means related or relating to the country areas which are proposed or are opposed to large towns. So rural, for example, you can say these plants have a tendency to grow in the more rural areas, or the closure of rural schools really upsets me, for example. The closure of rural schools really upsets me. So here we mean that the word rural means has to do with the cities, not the countryside. Urban is the opposite, which is here. Urban as an adjective means belonging to or relating to a town or a city. Most of the population is an urban population. Most urban areas are close to a park. Or urban planning. That's urban planning? Okay. It seems that it's a fragment sentence that needs completion. All right? So urban planning affects the population in these areas, for example, or in the city areas. Okay? Then we'll have this word sprawling. Sprawling as an adjective. A sprawling place has been built over a large area in an untidy or an uncontrolled way. So in Arabic we say it's al-ashwa'iyyat, sprawling. So sprawling suburb on the edge of the big city. The house was sprawling ranch-style building. The house was a sprawling ranch-style building. Sprawling means yani, it has no pattern. It's following no pattern. It just goes in everywhere in the way that is totally uncontrolled. Each one builds in its same. There is no pattern for building or no pattern to follow while establishing their houses or their places where they live in. Sprawling. Okay? Any questions? Okay, now I want someone to please start reading this exam tip. Now, anyone?
Okay.
Hazem again. Such a good volunteer today, Hazem. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Okay, welcome. Exam tab. In the IELTS reading exam, you may have to answer questions about the writer's attitude.
Okay.
Writers often convey their attitude by choosing words which have positive, negative, or neutral connotations.
Yes, connotations.
Connotations. Okay.
Yes,
For example.
them are signs to show whether this person is pleased with this, with the thing that they are modifying, or unpleased with it. And if he's satisfied, positive about it, negative about it, or neutral. Neutral means they don't have a side to belong to. Neutral means they are neither with nor against. Okay.
Yes, my opinion or my position regarding this idea.
The position where you stand, whether with, against, or neutral. So the connotation means your feedback, your impression about something. If a writer, continue please.
If a writer describes a solution as simple, they mean that it is obvious and straightforward, positive connotation. If a writer describes a solution as simplistic, they are criticizing, yes, criticizing it for being simpler than it should be. Negative connotation.
Very good.
Learn to recognize whether a word has.
When I say that the Arabic exam was really simple today, this means that I have a positive impression about it, yes? But when I say that the Arabic exam was so simplistic that the students finished it an hour before time, this means that it was too simple, that it shouldn't be, in a negative way. Understand?
Yes.
Simple and simplistic. Simple is a positive connotation. Simplistic is a negative connotation. All right? Okay, learn to recognize whether a word is a positive, negative, or neutral connotation. I want you guys to please answer exercise number 1, just right now, in your copybooks. And Rami, do it if you can do it. In sentences 1 to 5 contain pairs of words in italic which are similar in meaning. Underline the word in italics which has the more positive connotation. Which word has more positive? Let's take it one by one. Rami, can you tell me number 1 and 2? The shopping center is normally crowded or bustling on a Saturday afternoon.
So I'm sorry, I didn't get it that much to understand what's the requirement.
Okay.
Yeah.
You choose one word, which word has a positive connotation. Positive connotation means it gives a positive impression. It shows that the writer is really
yeah, we can say bustling.
Bustling, not crowded. Crowded is a negative connotation. Very good.
Yeah.
Number 2, Rami still. The roads are busy or congested during rush hours.
Busy and congested, both of them are negative. I mean, during the rush hour, all of them are negative. Busy, congested.
Busy could be positive as well, but
really? Okay.
Very positive, very negative. A positive word you can say it's busy. Busy is better than congested. Number 3.
Okay.
Noha, could you please write down the answer to question 3? The housing has won awards for its novel or pioneering design.
And
yes,
hear me?
I can hear you.
I don't understand. How can I
distinguish between positive and negative?
Positive or negative?
This needs to be learned. It comes with experience. It comes with more practice. It has no rule. But we usually, while you read, or if you read,
the first one, crowded. It's
crowded. No, it's a positive. It's a negative connotation. The positive one is bustling.
But both of them means crowded.
Both of them mean yes. Both of them mean crowded. Yet the word bustling has a positive connotation. Like when I say that my street is usually bustling in Ramadan, this means that it's full of people coming and going to and fro all day long. There are lights in the place, and it's very lively place. I like to live in this place very much. But when you say that it's so crowded all night long or day and night, this means that you want to give a negative connotation. You're not very satisfied with that. You got it? Okay. So it's same as busy and congested. Busy and congested. Congested gives us a negative indication or connotation. Busy is quite positive. The same for the housing scheme has won awards for its novel or pioneering design.
If it is more, it means negative.
Novel doesn't give us the impression. Novel is a neutral word. Novel means new. Pioneering means new, but it's very positive one. You're very satisfied with it. Pioneering. For example, you can say that, okay, making or finishing my IELTS book was such a pioneering work. Why? Because it's not only a novel work, it's a pioneering work. It's, you know, like an outstanding work. It has a positive connotation. Yes? Nuha?
Yes.
You got it? Yani both of them are positive. One of them is quite positive, which is neutral. Novel, yani something new. And it's in French, nouvelle. If you speak French, you could easily get the word nouvelle or neveu. Anyway, novel means new, but it doesn't give a very positive indication. The one that gives a positive, that this person, the author who wrote this sentence, is very, very satisfied with this design, is the word pioneering. Okay? Okay, next sentence, please. Yasmin? Yasmin, write down the answer, please. The city center is surrounded by extensive or sprawling suburbs. Again, the city center is. Yasmin, are you there? Just write down the answer. Don't speak. Yes. Again, which one gives us the positive indication? Okay. Positive indication is sprawling. So again, saying that the city center is surrounded by extensive or sprawling suburbs. Extensive or sprawling? Are you writing anything? I can't see you. A minute, please. Sprawling. Who agrees with sprawling suburbs? Do you guys agree with the word sprawling here?
No.
Yes.
Sprawling suburbs? Who agrees with sprawling? Who say no? Why?
Because sprawling, as mentioned in the context that all buildings are built randomly and created a slum area.
Very good. So building something randomly, it doesn't give a positive feeling. While building them extensively as an extension to the rural areas or to the place where they are located, gives us a little bit positive indication rather than the word sprawling. Yes? Okay, thank you very much. There are many old or historic buildings in the town center. Yalla Inuha. Old or historic?
Historic.
Historic, very good. Both of them are old, but historic gives a very positive impression, right? Okay. Okay.
Sorry, and he used historic building here, not historical building. Because really, I'm quite confused about this because it's a common word. Can use it.
The rule that I told you before about the places we usually use the word history. Yes, both of them are adjectives. You're wrong. Both of them are adjectives to the word history. Okay?
So it's fine. I can use any one of them. It's fine.
Yes, but again, as I told you, the most historical is for buildings and places.
Okay.
It's the most frequent, yet it's not wrong to be used with buildings. Historic buildings. All right? Let me check it. In my grammar book again, there may be a difference between them, and I will refer back. After referring back to this grammar book, I will refer back to you again. Okay? I look it up in my grammar book. But I'm quite sure about what I'm telling you now. All right? Okay, for the rest of this lesson, page 27, 28, 29. Also, lesson 7, you are requested to please do it on your own, and next time we'll be starting with lesson 8. So starting from 27 to 33 is required to be an assignment for today and until next Sunday. I think that this is quite enough time for you to do this assignment, right? Is it an enough time for you to do this assignment, 27 to 33? Or you just feel that it's too much? Is that okay? Oh, Yasmin. Okay, yes, great. Thank you very much. Is that okay with everyone? Okay, after you do it, how would you show it to me? It's simple. After you do it, you refer back to the end of this book. You will find all the questions answered. You will find the model answer of the questions. Check your answers. Just take a screenshot to your answers and the score that you got. All right? It's a must. Then send it to us in the group, in our WhatsApp group, please. Don't send anything individually. All right? Well, we've spent 1 hour and a half, and I believe that we need 5 minutes break. All right? Break, then we'll come back to our writing topic for 30 more minutes to start task 2 writing, inshallah. 30 minutes from 5 minutes from now as a break.
Sorry, Hind.
Questions?
Yes, for that assignment, the answer, you mean you mentioned there is answering sheet or model answer something?
No.
Template.
At the end of this book, at the end of the book, you'll find all the answers here. All the answers will be written here. This is the model answer. All right?
Okay.
So just look at the model answer, check your answers, then tell me what was your score. Take a screenshot to your request, to your answers, and to your score. Send it to us in our WhatsApp group. Okay?
Okay, my answer is just written in my book, just the words or whatever in.
Yes. Don't write the whole thing, just the answers.
Okay.
Okay. So
And just mark it and send you the score, the result.
the score and the answers that you wrote.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to please you doing your assignment. Please, doing the assignment and doing everyday assignment, listening to the IELTS breakfast that I usually send you every day is considered to be one of the most important things to do while practicing for your test. If you are not very committed to what I'm sending you and to what I'm giving you as an assignment, I'm afraid that you are not getting the best benefit out of this course. If you want to get the best benefit out of it, all you have to do is to be committed to the assignments that I give you. Please. Okay?
Okay, and I have one question.
Yes, please.
Formal yesterday. I was waiting for your reply to make the informal letter, as you said before. Don't submit both of them at one time, but you didn't.
But I didn't send it today. Honestly speaking, I had a problem with my printer today. And in the same time, something wrong, and your file was not converted into a PDF file where I put all my comments, okay? So forgive me for this, and I will do my best to either print it out tonight, or I will find a way out to convert the word into a PDF file, okay? And we'll send it to you as fast as possible, either tonight or tomorrow morning, inshallah. Okay, Noah? Okay, well, 5 minutes break, please.
Feedback to me, I'll send you the informal letter.
Say it again. Say it again, Noah, please. Noah? Noah's internet.
It's connected, actually.
Yes. Like 5 minutes and
we'll okay, after
okay. No, you have a question. Please go ahead.
It is not actually a question. It's about one of the videos you sent. I tried to listen for it on while I was in Mecca, and
listen to it.
Yes. Okay. And I think I got some problems. I had some problems with that Greek accent for them. So the question came up that do we have multiple accents can be raised in the?
This is what I was talking about while teaching the speaking part. Well, yes, unfortunately, you have to expose yourself to different accents. You have to. If you didn't understand it from the first time, do it from the second, third, fourth, and whatever time it takes, so that you can easily get yourself familiar with different accents, and you don't feel shocked while in the test. But anyway, this cannot be a Greek accent. We never have Greek accents in the English language, or we barely have them. I think that the one that I sent, which one do you mean?
The one that Greek fans for the writer and.
I see. I believe that I think it was a Scottish accent, but let me refer back to it again.
Scottish? They were living in Greek, so I imagine it is a Greek accent.
No. It's kind of Scottish accent. So again, we need to get ourselves familiar to different accents: Scottish, British, American. Other times, I don't want to go severe, but these are the most common three ones. The Indian as well, because it's authenticated and it's certified accent as well in Britain. So, but the Indian wouldn't.
Not a good one.
Don't worry about this. Otherwise, you'll be doomed. We'll be ruined.
Yes, I am working with them daily. Actually, this is not a good one at all.
Oh, seriously?
Yes.
So that would make it
our
easy.
field actually is full of Indians.
MashaAllah, yes, I know this. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
But still, it is not easy accent يعني.
هو سوري خلاص 3 بقت 3 خلاص
3 by 3 طبعا.
خلاص رسمي يعني.
رسمي طبعا. 3 yes. Well, all the words that start with the letter V are W. So it's, for example, it's a van, it's a wan. And all the V sounds turned into a W sound. Yeah, with the Indian accent.
No, I didn't get. What is that?
Again, with the Indian and Pakistani accents, they don't pronounce the they pronounce it as W. They don't have the V sound in their language. So
yes, okay.
They find it really difficult for them to. So instead of saying the wind, they say the wind. Instead of saying the van, say the wan. It's violet, it's violet, and so on. They don't pronounce the letter V. They pronounce it as W sound. Anyway, stop the gossip. Stop the gossip, please. 5 minutes, we'll come back. It's 9:13, 9:18. Inshallah, we'll come back. See you in 5 minutes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.